Sleep now beneath the wandering sky, for Jupiter keeps his lantern lit. He drifts between the clouds like an old storyteller, carrying thunder in one hand and mercy in the other. He hums the tune that stirs the tides, a low, warm rumble older than the mountains. He watches over dreamers who lose their way, and writers who forget their own voices. He gathers unwritten stories in the folds of his robe, waiting for the moment a mortal heart grows quiet enough to hear the truth inside the silence. And tonight, Jupiter leans down. In a small, draughty cottage at the edge of a whispering forest lived Elias Quill, a poor writer with ink-stained fingers and a heart full of longing. He dreamed of fame, of fortune, of a story so brilliant it would carry his name across kingdoms. But every night, no matter how he tried, the page stayed stubbornly empty. His wife, Marin, would place a gentle hand on his shoulder and say, "Elias, the world doesn't need another clever tale. It needs your tale." But Elias only sighed, staring at the blank parchment as if it were judging him. One night, as the wind curled around the chimney like a curious spirit, the cottage filled with a warm golden glow. The shutters trembled, the ink-pot quivered, and there, standing in the doorway as casually as a traveller asking for shelter, was Jupiter himself. His eyes held storms. His cloak held constellations. And in his voice was the lullaby of the sky. "Elias Quill, I have heard your longing. I offer you 3 stories, each one guaranteed to bring you the fame you seek." He lifted his hand, and 3 shimmering bottles appeared, each one glowing with a different light, each one filled with a story that would never run dry. Inside, the first bottle swirled the Emperor's New Code, a tale of an emperor fooled by invisible AI art, a satire sharp enough to slice through the age. Inside the second bottle shimmered Goldilocks in the echo chamber, a journey through digital worlds too hot, too cold, and rarely just right. Inside the third bottle pulsed the algorithmic Pied Piper, a story of influencers, algorithms, and the children who followed them. Choose one, write it, and your name will echo through the ages. Elias reached for the first bottle, then the second, then the third. But as his fingers brushed the glass, he felt something hollow inside himself, a quiet ache, a whisper of truth. These stories were brilliant, these stories were powerful, these stories were perfect, but they were not his. And in that moment, Elias understood the trap. A story about authenticity cannot be authentic if it is borrowed. He stepped back. He bowed his head. And with a trembling voice, he said the only answer that was truly his: "I choose none." "Then you have chosen wisely, for the greatest story is the one only you can tell." And as Jupiter faded back into the night sky, the 3 bottles dissolved into stardust, leaving Elias alone with his ink, his parchment, and, at last, a story worth telling.